with the Node astrology. And this video is actually a more technical video. We're on a Mercury day, Mercury hours. Why not do a technical, technological kind of video? And I'm on the astroseek.com. This is an absolutely free site for you to calculate your charts and a lot more. And that a lot more is something that I'm going to explore with you today. So the first thing is you can have your profile. I already have my profile here, but you can go to Astro Tools. And for the beginners, you could have your own natal chart, free natal chart. You have that in horoscopes. So this is birth chart. You have partner chart, predictive astrology. Um, you have Time Lords, so Fidaria, Perfections, Zodiacal Releasing, Sidereal Charts, Ephemeris, Sidereal Ephemeris. It includes everything you need, fixed stars, asteroids. It also includes the lots, midpoints, fertility calendar, which is cute. So I want to look at fertility because that's such a cute thing. Where is fertility one? Where's the fertility one? It was gone. Astrocartography, event calculation, returns and ingresses. So, but I wanted to look at the fertility ones. Fixed stars and asteroids. Its search engine is just wonderful. You can literally, you know what? Why won't we look for something? You can literally look. This is by asteroids. You also have it by signs. Let's say you want, I don't know, Juno, Juno, I don't know, just put Juno in Virgo. Okay, you can have the actual degree house. With planets, you can also have a retrograde or direct motion. And you can have aspecting. Okay, let's say Psyche, aspects. I need to learn about this one more. Venus. And then how tight the orb. Okay, so how tight the orb within 3 degrees or less within, because it's asteroid, we have these options, but you can choose how tight the orb is. The birth country, I don't know, gender is Russian non-binary. Fashion models. And this is how the grading of the birth chart, like the data, because it is a celebrity chart. So let's speak in AA. Wow, so many things. So this is by alphabet, popularity, nationality, from the youngest, from the oldest, and by moon phase. I'll try the moon phase one. So of course it didn't pick anyone because I chose all kind of weird stuff. So let's just make it easier for it. Um, the aspect, of course, the aspect. No, it's not the aspect, it's something else. Okay, it, let's just do it like this. Another country. Let's forget about the country, it doesn't matter right now. No, but I want to this is annoying. I picked the most. Ah, this me. No celebrities with this planetary position, but okay. Let's just have Juno. I don't know. For me, it was in um, or easy one. Sedna in Taurus. Sedna in Taurus. And let's forget about the billions of things. So you can see, like, you know, if you make it impossible, then it can be impossible, but you can make it better. And because I chose the AA grade, okay, then that can be a reason also. So we have Cameron Diaz with said 9 Taurus, and that would be like nearly everyone. But then we have fashion models, and then we can change that to, let's say, politicians. Then we get chins. And then let's try to make it more difficult. Said 9 Taurus, let's say in 2 degrees Taurus, and then it will already be less people. Okay? And that is by asteroids. So it makes it very comfortable to research and study asteroids with the huge database that we have, that is known figures that we know their data. Um, just this work, but Celebs has a lot more to offer, right? So this is the birth, nationality, job, astrologers. Okay, let's do that. And then we find all kinds of astrologers that we can look at their charts and study them. Um, William Lilly, May 11th, 1602. Yeah, so that's lovely. Now, when you open a chart, and I like it when I can do it with another person's chart, not my own. So you have the natal chart, that's the natal. Okay, with all the degrees and stuff. You can choose how you want to see it. So interpretations, let's say ascendant. Oh, this is already interpretations. That it can be a great, form to study if you're a beginner. Planets, then those are interpretations. And the aspects relate. Wait. Planet positions, and that all takes you. You can see. Okay, Sun is in Taurus, the degree, the house. It's direct in motion. This is you can also see direct if it's stationing to go direct. Okay, Neptune stationing to go direct. I think it is in here that you can see also your own chart. I wonder if he has the bounds, but we'll check it later. Animate the chart. So this is interesting. You can go and actually begin to animate this chart. I will not do it because it will change what I see. But if I want to see, let's see what happened, 1 month after, really, I can start animating. So even animation of the chart, and this is animation even to the second, okay? Let's look at the animation first. Again, animation, you can go up until 1 second. So you can be very exact with the animation, just like any program that you pay for. Okay, and that's important to know, because a lot of us don't know that we have the possibility to do those things also with astroseek.com. If you currently don't have the money to buy an astrological program, or you don't have the place in your phone like me to download another application, then it's not going to have to stop you from doing all these fun things, and also from giving consultations. If you are at the level where you can give consultations, or at least do readings for people, um, like you can do it like a professional astrologer in terms of the technologies available for you for free. And that is such a blessing for me. It is, as a person who would not be able to calculate the chart by hand because of my tendency to do mistakes, small computation mistakes, then it enables me to do astrology, what I would not be able to do a couple of decades ago. Also because I wasn't born, but so animate chart, and all the interpretations. So beginner, you can actually use this a bit of interpretations to kind of get to know around, and this is also free knowledge that is available for you. Of course, it is not like going to an astrologer, but also when you study astrology with an astrologer, the basic courses are going to tell you this is the signs, this is what each sign rules, or the archetype, this is the planets, and so on and so forth. Related charts. Related charts. Related charts. Yes, maybe it's me. So, related charts is actually I'm not gonna have it. Maybe I'll need to try it with another chart. Let me do it for me because this one is interesting. Okay. So this is when you open your own profile. These are the big three. You can change your picture here, your birth data. That was like the gender option that was available, I think, or I just didn't care much to be accurate about my whole gender. What is AstroDB? A private database, so I can save more people into this database. Okay. I wonder up until how many people I can save for free. I don't know. Um, yeah, I don't know. But that's an available thingy, and you can import data here, which is in. Okay, so this is experimental tool for automating importing of Astro database from astro.com, even SolarFire and so on. So you can import. Let's say you work on SolarFire, and you want to import some data into this program, then you're supposed to be able to do that, and it's still in development. So if you want to help Peter develop it, you can try to work with that and see how it works. But this is basically how you do it. You log in, and then what is the AAF? You do a screenshot and copy it into the clipboard, like into here. Um, so you can import data as well. Um, And that's lovely. Let's say, I don't know, if you have a program that costs you like subscription and you're finishing your subscription, so you can import data into this free program and, add person and so on and so forth. Going back to here. So this is the database. Um, and these are the charts. You have the birth chart. You can have your transits. And this is where you can see the outer circle is the transits. And what I like about it is that they, I think they do give transits that do make an aspect to something. So let's say right now Jupiter, okay, is making a square aspect to my natal Neptune. Okay, it shows it. And this is lovely. It's very easy to work this way. A lot easier. Right now the sun, right on my Mars, probably doesn't live in my Mars, but is making this, oh, the moon is making a square aspect to my natal Mars. Okay, shows me that. The sun is making a square aspect to, right now, oh, my natal Mars is making a square aspect to Neptune. Exact. Okay, it's going to show me that. Uh, and then you can see both your transits in a way that is a lot more accessible than some other sites. Okay. You can download the charts, display asteroids, and this is the full asteroid chart. Psyche next to my Pluto, Eros in my 12th house. Ooh. But I don't know if that's the natal. No, it's not the natal. Let's transit. No, it's not in my 12th house. It's in my 9th house. Um, so this is transits with asteroids. What is planet positions? Oh, that way you can read. You can read it if you don't want to see it like that. If it's easier for you to read it like that, then you can read that. So, transit chart, calendar, secondary progressions, transits and progressions, solar arc directions, full moon. Okay, so this is where you can see the full moon next to your natal chart, the upcoming, oh, full moon 2022. Whoa. Wow. Look at that. Okay, so this is telling you where the full moons are going to meet your chart this entire year. Oh, wow. So we're already in November. We're already in November, so this is the black one. It's 23rd, and that's the full moon. And then we have their colors. That was the eclipse. That was the eclipse. May 16. 24th, that would be a new moon. And that was a solar eclipse. Isn't that lovely? So these are going to show exactly where in your chart are you going to see these. And so you can, with this chart, you can know how will you personally be affected by the upcoming lunar cycles, okay? New moons, full moons, eclipses, solar eclipses, lunar eclipses. This is for the whole year. Like all my, okay? And you could look at that. And you can each chart, so it also tells you if it's conjunct your natal planets. This is so beautiful. Okay, and it's all for free. Everybody can do that. Of course, you need to know the astrology, but this is a technical video. Okay, this is also when I give you a reading, I can do that, and then I can send you that chart. So new moon conjunct Jupiter, okay, conjunct Lilith, conjunct something. So this is not conjuncting my personal planets. um, but it does give me only the conjunction, because it will be opposing my Chiron. But I can see it in the chart, the transit chart, and then I see not just the transit of the moon itself, but how it is against the individual chart. So this happens to be my chart, but this could be like your chart or any chart that you want to do, or if you want to give someone a reading, you can get into this lunation, and then you can see how is it going to affect them, and you can clearly see that the moon here is going to be opposing my Chiron, which does not show here, by the way. But then let's see if it's moon here. It does show in the aspects to objects. Okay, so moon, objects, my Chiron, and this is very tight. Okay, it's almost on the minute. Okay, so this is a new moon. Well, because it is an opposition and not a conjunction, and this is an asteroid, so it doesn't show it. It's not that there is something wrong, but it's also good to know this is something that's happening and may affect to a lesser degree. So that is one way to see how you're going to be affected by the moon phases. Just the moon phases. We have stations. So this is another very interesting chart that tells me where the planets are stationing to go direct, stationing to go retrograde, if I'm getting it correctly, in the entire year. Okay, and now we are already in 20. So we have in Chiron in December 21 stationing to go direct. Okay, it was stationing to go retrograde on July 19. And we can have the chart of when that happens, and then you can see it right against the chart that you're given a reading to, be it your chart or anybody else's. And so this is where we get the direct motion of Chiron's 11 degrees Aries, which is, and then we can see the aspects, and we can go to Chiron, other aspects. We can go to Chiron, and you see it's squaring the moon at that time. We can see the orb. It's squaring Jupiter, and it's trining Uranus. Okay, and then go and find it. I'm not sure what that is. Oh, okay. So this show me when was the last time that it did this aspect in general, and when will it be doing this aspect. So 1992, and this is great because you could go back. So this happened in Leo, in my 5th house, 1992. and it had this transit of Chiron trining Uranus. So you can think back to 1992, what happened, or to June 2021. Okay, June 18, 2021, 12 degrees Aries. And I can also have a chart for each of these. So you can literally study moments in your life or in the life of the person that you're giving to. Let's do it. Let's go back to the stationing thingy. So this is Mercury stations, Mars stations, Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, Neptune. Okay, Neptune stations on December 4th, 17 degrees, Pisces. No, what is the 17 here? What is the 17? Wait. Oh, the numbers of stationing. So, 22 degrees Pisces. I saw something was not reasonable. And this is conjuncting my ascendant. Happens to be conjuncting my ascendant. Okay. We had Pluto stationing direct, 28 degrees Capricorn in April 29th, and then stationing retrograde, and then stationing direct in October 9. Now we have December 23rd, we only have Chiron stationing to go direct. And December 4th, we have Neptune stationing to go direct. Saturn already direct. And Jupiter on November 24th stationing to go direct. October 30, Mars is retrograde, which will only be direct on January. So those stationing, okay, how will planets go retrograde or direct in the chart of the native, which is going to affect the houses that they visit. And it shows you where is it going to happen. Okay, if we look at Gemini, we see here Mars stationing retrograde. Okay, this is where Mars stationed retrograde. So that's affecting. Okay, that's affecting. And the number tells me how, like the number is from 1 to the number of stations that we have this year. So that's another lovely place to go to. Okay, full moons, full and new moons and transits, but it's not just full and new moons, it also stationing, and we have the progressed moon. And progressed moon, I saw a beautiful episode that Catherine did with Chris Brennan about the phases, lunar phases, and the progressed lunar phases. So that's worth watching. And this tells you what were the phases of the moon. And wait, let's see. Okay, so let's further explore this, because this is not 2022. This is in general. So this one. Okay, this one is prenatal, and that tells me of the full moon, lunar eclipses, okay, new moons, follow my face, solar eclipses. So full moons, lunar eclipses, new moons, solar eclipses, and that was 20 years before I was born. There was a full moon conjunct Pluto. So this is how far it goes. The prenatal new moon, the prenatal full moon, and then the new moon, 4 years before I was born, it was conjuncting my sun. Okay, so these are the cycles that your native, the chart that you are exploring, or you can look at your chart. What cycle of moons are you going to? Okay, so there's the cycle of a full moon in Libra prior to your death that conjuncted Pluto that you were born with. Okay, so that's what happened in February 1464. Especially if you were born around eclipses, this could be meaningful to you so that you can understand what you came here to do, what is the context of your coming into life. And June 25, 1979, okay, just 4 years before I was born, there was a new moon conjuncting my sun, which is another thing that was a cycle. It's worth looking at what happened in these dates to understand what happened prior to your birth. Were you affected by that? Okay, you can check it and write it in the comments below. Lunar eclipses. Okay, so there are these prenatal things, and then lunar eclipses. This was already life. Um, those that were significant. Okay, this conjuncting my Mars, conjuncting my is this Rahu. Okay, oh no, okay, not now. Conjuncting my midheaven. So those meaningful things, and those are the progressed moon phases, if I'm getting it right, the progressed moon phases. So this means that 1993, when I was 9 years old, the progressed moon solar lunar eclipse, and that would have been an important time in my life. Okay, which probably was next to my Mars. Something that changed my travel and so on and so forth. Um, then the solar progressed solar when I was 24 in 2009, January 8th. Okay, next to my either Rahu or Keto. Rahu, because it is Gemini. I remember where my Rahu is. So this was important time in life. Um, then we have December 8th, 2022. It's coming up. It's oh, and this will conjunct my midheaven. So this means that this time, December 28th, around this time, is very important for um, my relationship with bosses, solar figures, or the mother, and also very important to a lunar eclipse, progressed lunar eclipse. Um, so this would mean tremendous changes to my career, okay, my career environment, my status, my reputations, okay, and it's very nearby. So you want to see that because this is another thing that can affect your life. And then I have some rest until 2038 when I'm 54 years old. And then we have a new moon in Cancer. So not many lunations, those are not making any significant conjunctions to my natal planets. Um, so this, they transits days after date of birth. So this is okay. This is the date after my date of birth. What is this called? Okay. The secondary progression, and this is transits. So this is December here, and what is this? Let me see. This transit. Oh, okay. It is by transit, I guess. Let me see. What is it? What is it? So this will be June 1984. Okay. But I'm not sure why. 13 June. Placid system, transits and birth. Why is this important? Because it was a transit of a full moon. Okay, it was a transit of a full moon. It was a transit of a full moon that I needed to see. Lunar eclipse. Yeah, it was eclipse, but that was... Okay. Oh, I understand. This is the progressed lunation. Okay, the progressed... Let's say there was an eclipse on June 13, 1984. A lunar one. This is the progressed lunar one. So it's going to be in December in Sagittarius. in December 8th, 2022, and the moon moves the fastest. So if you didn't get that, then write me in the comments and I can look at it again and try to explain. We can edit progressed moon settings, the orbs, what house system do we want it in, prenatal, yeah, so nearest, prenatal eclipses. Let's do the prenatal eclipses, and then it's also going to give me the prenatal eclipses. So there was 1830, 1845, but there was an eclipse. Okay, okay. So this one is before. It was in December 4, 1983, but for some reason the secondary progression is November to 1830. I'm not sure how this one goes. If you do know, then let me know. It's funny and interesting. But this one is May 15, 1948, and this was when we had an eclipse after I was born. And I was born on May 7 days, and that means I was born under eclipse range, which I already discussed in other videos. But that tells me that the progressed lunation, the progressed eclipse, was in July 5th, 1993, and had an effect on me. So I was 9 years old. I hope I don't. Never mind. Never mind. um, so let's see. What else do we have here? So that one was very interesting. We have solar returns that you can see here. That was for 21, 22, but you can play with them as far as you want. And then it gives you the solar return, traditional, solar only, shapes. Okay, I'm not sure if I know how to read this. Okay, this just gives me the shapes of the planets. Solar only. This is only the solar return, and then I have solar and the birth. So I can see how it interacts with the birth. If I just want to see what is going to look like, let's just check what year is it. 2023. So I can see that the sun is, this is the aspect. So I want to see the planets themselves. So let's see, planet positions will tell me. Okay, so the solar returns. So of course the sun returns to the same place it was. This is the birth and the solar. So the sun of course is in the same place. You can see it here. Sun is in the same place for a solar return. And then this is where Uranus will be, and all the rest of them planets will be. Pluto will already be in Aquarius, and oh, congratulations. Solar return, Pluto square, welcome, enjoy your life. Um, but Pluto will already be square and be way before of March. So that's solar. You can see traditional view with the terms. And I think you can edit the settings here. And then you can see solar to natal, the type of aspects that you want to have, what aspects you want to see, the orbs, the house system, and then you can redraw the chart. This is aspects. You can see this drawn here. Other current horoscopes. Thank you. I don't need that right now. Okay. I don't know. I don't know. Go back to top. Thank you. Other current horoscopes. So this personal daily horoscope kind of gives you a personal reading, and to see that he talks about on here, a very detailed one, all for free, worth paying attention to because it's like your own daily calendar, and it shows you what are the relevant transits for you. Okay, what's happening for you. So that is also something you can work with to have your own readings. Um, I could go like forever. I'm just going to do some right now. Um, some interesting ones. You have an ephemeris here. Astro calendars monthly. So monthly astro, and that's really lovely, especially if you want to make if you are an astrologer and you want to have a video of like what are the transits for this month. So this is something you can start off with instead of going, you know, day by day looking for it yourself. There are other minds and machine learnings that can do this for you. So right now we're starting off with the sun, 24 degrees, 4 minutes of Scorpio, and then sun November 22, sun enters Sagittarius, and we have what will the sun be doing? Okay, what will the sun be doing this month? What will the moon be doing this month? So we had a full moon in Taurus, and now, which of course was eclipse, yeah. Um, and we had there you can see the chart of each and every one of these, and then November we have a new moon, and this is also the chart that I did the what is it? That did the adaptation too, because this is the chart. Okay, this is the chart I worked with for the new moon, and then I made the moon right exactly. You can tweak the chart, you can animate the chart, and then you can make it exactly where you want it to be. To talk about this, I see that we're having a bit of a connection thingies. What will Mercury be doing this month? Okay, and there you can have it. For example, if you want to do December, and then you can start off in 2023. So this is a monthly thingy, but there's also a yearly one. So if you've ever wondered how come all these astrologers are doing all these videos about, you know, forecasts and transits and so on and so forth, it can actually be done with the help of these calculations. So we can look at the charts and see, oh, there's something interesting going on when Sun enters Capricorn, and then she's gonna trine Chiron and opposition Mars and sextile Saturn and square Neptune. Oh, we want to look at, you know, we want to look at that. So maybe the Sun square Neptune. What will happen? When will it be? Let's chart. And and we know this happens in December 14 already. So this happens in December 14 in my time, so we change to your city, and then we understand where am I, the Middle East, okay? So Australia is 13, USA is going to be 15 or 14 in the evening. And this is a time where we want to pay attention to, okay? Sun is going to be square in Neptune. So all the things that involve with Sun and Neptune that we may or may not want to. If we do it in a monthly, we want to take a look at that. If it's a yearly, we might think, maybe we'll talk about it, maybe we won't talk about it, depending on how thorough we want to be with our predictions. Mercury. So we had the stationings, and it's telling me, okay, have lunar phases, moon aspects, printable chart, um, retrograde and direct motion. When will Mercury be retrograde? When will it be direct? So we have a retrograde, and it also tells me that this is retrograde. This is stationing retrograde, I believe, in December 29 to January. And then we'll have to take a look at what happens in January. Venus, direct motion for the whole time. December. Okay, so this is retrograde for the whole time, but it will be sextiling Chiron, and this is an interesting aspect. Okay, so we want more to we see Mars here is going to be retrograde, stationed in a retrograde, sextiling a retrograde Chiron. So Mars might be reflecting, and Chiron is ruled by Mars, so Mars might be reflecting on its initiatory actions and the way that it had behaved with words and actions in a way that initiated wounds for him. So you might want to try to correct that or try to fix that or have an insight as to how to do it, but he also might feel it, he also might recreate it a bit in a way that he will have to revise so that he purges out of the system. That's something that we might want to talk about. So that is just a lovely way to do things, and those things, and this one, I think this one can also be animated. I'm not sure. But this tells me, just shows me graphically where are the planets moving. So Mercury will be moving from Sagittarius to Capricorn, Venus from Sagittarius to Capricorn. Saturn is not going to be doing much. Um, but let's look at, yes, it doesn't show me the sun and moon, of course, because the sun, like, of course, we know where it's going to be. But still, and the moon, of course, is moving too fast to see it. And we have other charts for that. So it's not the moon and the sun, but all the other planets. Um, mm, 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 mm. And there we can go to next year. But this is monthly. What happens when we want to see? Okay, I'm already in Astro Tools. Annual Astro Calendar. And this is especially useful for any of you. Let's do 2023. Okay. So, beginning of the sun zodiac sign. So this is obvious when not so obvious always, because Jan 20 is Aquarius, so not 22. February 90 is Pisces. You might want to take a look at that and be aware of that. And then relevant transits. So we have the sun and what's it going to be doing throughout the year. What's it going to conjunct? So we have the conjunction, and then we can have a sextile, and what's it going to do? And then we have ingresses, and whenever we have something interesting, there's a chart that we can click. Okay, so Venus, January 3rd, Venus is going to be entering Aquarius. What's interesting, if you've been already following, is Pluto is going to be there. So Venus is going to conjunct Pluto. And so this is an interesting chart. Let's take a look at this. Venus, no, Pluto is not yet. Is no, not yet. Because, oh, I understand why. Okay, so it's already there, but it does tell me that Venus somewhere around here is going to conjunct Pluto, and this is a chart that I want to catch. Okay, and I can look for it. I can look for it. I will probably be finding it in December. But if I wanted in 2020, if it was in 2023, I could look for that aspect, because these are ingresses. But then there are transits, and then I could look at, let's say, Venus, let's say Pluto, and let's say, I don't know if it will have, conjunction with, yes, with Venus. So January 1st, already January 1st, Pluto and Venus are conjunct. And this is something that we definitely would want to talk about in a yearly forecast, especially when it happens in the beginning of the year. We want to see it. How is it aspected? It's actually looking quite good with Jupiter in the first degree of Aries. So what's happening there? Okay, this is the opening of a cycle. Right before, and Pluto is in direct motion, Venus direct motion, Mercury retrograde. Okay, that's a chart we definitely want to be analyzing for, like, a forecast. So these are full moons that are going to happen this year. So full moons, it says full moons, but it's full moons and new moons. And then you can look at the chart of each. Retrogrades, we already talked about, but that is quite beautifully going to show us that. Direct, so this is Mercury. When is it direct? When is it retrograde? Venus, Mars, Jupiter, and so on and so forth. else do we have here? What is that? Ah, gray or colored. Okay, that's okay. Yeah, signs. So this one is actually very useful when we want to create something, a forecast, a yearly forecast. And we also saw how do we derive data for a monthly forecast in a way that is accessible and free. Yes, of course, if you want to do extra job, you can. After that, go the day by day, but you already are starting from something. You know more or less what to look, what to point around, and then within the months, you're going to make your own. If you want to add your asteroids, if you want to add, certain aspects that are less discussed, uh, maybe you want to see, the minor aspects or just plus minor aspects, or maybe you want to give something extra, something that is yours, you can still find it here. But not only that, you can say 1901 and find significant things that happen there, and so you can do research. Okay, you can also do research as to when was a planet in a different sign. I think that's a whole lot of information. There's the astrocartography, electionals, but I think it's kind of getting, yeah, it's kind of getting a lot. So I might be continuing to do that and continuing to explore right there with you. And this is astroseek.com. Not getting like anything, it's not, they're not sponsoring me or anything like that. I'm very much open to sponsorship. Um, but this is something that you can explore. It's free, it's accessible, and I just check with you all the cool things you can do with that can be useful for you, both as an enthusiast and as an astrologer. You can go right from the beginning, check interpretations, get to know things, get to compare, get to play around with that. Um, and the day's a Mercury day, so it's also a good time to do so. So I'm Shirley Youngblood, and you can see me on Twitter as Tali Shear. You can see me on Instagram as Shirley Youngblood. Um, and I do readings. If you want more of this type of content, this type of instructions, then I can do more videos. You just need to ask, and then ask and maybe. Um, so I'm available for readings, and probably any question that you have that is a serious question, I probably can answer with your natal chart. So I do natal readings. I can do solar returns if you desire to. Um, and I also like to look at the annual perfections as Time Lords. So there are certain tools that I work with. Horary is something that I still need to learn deeper, so it's like not a reading that I offer currently. Um, but probably any question that you do have that is a serious question that you're wanting to know is timely for you, and I probably can answer that. So you can Twitter me or you can write me on Instagram, and we can catch up for a personal reading. So if you like this content, subscribe, click the bell so you can get notifications where I upload when I upload things. And for any requests, you can use the comments down below. And I'll see you in the next video. Bye bye.